The Office of the Attorney General has been in the spotlight, receiving criticism and praise in almost equal measure on legislative decisions. And as Kenya Kwanza administration clocks year one in office, Sarafina Robi examines some key legislative opinions by AG's office that have appeared to star the hornet's nest, such as the appointment of chief administrative secretaries that was later dismissed by the courts, and the passage of the Finance Act that found its way to the courts.
Justin Bidan Joka Muturi.
On the 27th of October 2022, a month after the president and his deputy were sworn into office, Attorney General Justin Bidan Joka Muturi took the oath of office effectively, becoming the government's principal legal advisor.
And that I will perform the functions of my office conscientiously and to the best of my ability.
Muturi, who had previously served as the 7th Speaker of the National Assembly for 2 terms, has been at the center of key legal decisions by the government. His office will find itself in the eye of the storm, following the appointment of 50 chief administrative secretaries declared unconstitutional by the High Court.
The second to the 51st interested parties is unconstitutional.
Legal pundits raised eyebrows as the Office of the Attorney General filed an appeal that remains a subject of court process. The AG's office would also find itself in a whirlwind as pressure piled on the government to seek a review of the Supreme Court ruling that okayed the registration and association of the LGBTQ community. The appeal is yet to be dispensed by the Apex Court. Other government decisions that required legal interpretation was the nomination of 4 government advisors to cabinet, namely UDA Party Secretary General Cleophas Malala, Monica Juma, National Security, David Ndii, Economic Affairs, and Harry Chigai, Women Affairs. This matter once again ended at the doorsteps of the courts. And the most recent legal quagmire was the approval of the Finance Act 2023 that birthed the housing levy, which found its way to court. His 7-page advisory on the composition of the Media Council of Kenya Board, MCK, warning against appointing media employees, public servants, and media association staff also sparked debate. The AG has also been hailed for advising the National Treasury to disburse CDA funds to constituencies and advising the government on the need for the Kenya Revenue Authority and Kenya Bureau of Standards to collaborate in disposing of condemned goods following the debacle of condemned sugar that was sneaked out of a warehouse in Thika. He has also advised the government on the controversial WorldCoin that was operating illegally.
WorldCoin, the company does not appear in the BRS database of registered businesses or companies in Kenya.
Sarafina Robi for the Government Scorecard.
The government plans to build 500,000 housing units by the year 2027, with the project being funded partly by Kenyans through the housing levy. What's the current state of the affordable housing plan? Here is Alan Aoko with the details.
The government plans to partner with counties and private sector to deliver the housing units. So far, some projects have been launched in Nairobi, Machakos, Mombasa, Nakuru, Kirinyaga, and Homa Bay counties.
We have 42,000 housing units coming up that we're going to be groundbreaking between now and end of December. The biggest one is in our site at Makongeni. You all know Makongeni. This is a beautiful piece of land in Eastlands, owned by Kenya Railway Pension.
Digitalization will remain a priority area of focus in the ministry's reform agenda. First order is the completion of and full deployment of the AdhiSasa platform as we put strategies in place for a nationwide rollout.
President William Ruto says the plan involves construction of at least 200 affordable housing units in each constituency. This is expected to create jobs and maintain a steady cash flow in the economy. According to the Housing Fund regulations, the applicable loan thresholds for each grade of the beneficiaries are social housing designated for monthly income earners earning between 0 to 14,999 shillings, up to 90% of the cost of the housing unit or 600,000 shillings, whichever is lower. Low-cost housing designated for those earning between 15,000 to 49,999 shillings, up to 80% of the cost of the housing unit or 1.2 million shillings, whichever is lower. For those making between 50,000 to 149,999 shillings monthly, up to 70% of the cost of the housing unit or 3 million shillings, whichever is lower.
Zile nyumba tutajenga hapa 40% lazima iwe katika kiwango ambayo mwananchi ambaye anafanya hapa ziwani anaweza kugharimu ama anaweza kumudu kulipa rent ama kulipa mortgage.
However, the plan has also faced some challenges, such as legal disputes and budget constraints. The Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development says money collected from those registered under the Boma Yangu portal is taken to a consolidated account and later used to pay developers who will have signed project agreements with the government and delivered the projects.
Watu wengi, karibu watu milioni 6 Kenya, wanaishi katika informal settlements, mahali inaitwa slums. Watu wanaishi mahali hakuna maji, hakuna barabara, hakuna choo, hakuna taa, mahali pachafu. Na ndio tumesema we must dignify the people of Kenya.
Some of the factors that determine the eligibility and allocation of a housing unit are one's family status and other social factors, the demand across various housing categories, and whether one has raised the requisite deposit. For one to qualify for the affordable housing unit, you need to be a Kenyan, have a valid national ID, and be an employee earning a minimum of 10,000 shillings per month. You should select your preferred housing unit type and location from the available options on the portal. You must wait for a lottery draw to determine if you are among the lucky beneficiaries of the housing units. To secure a housing unit, one will need to pay a 10% deposit of the total amount. Those who fail to secure a housing unit during the selection process are automatically put on a waiting list and are prioritized in the next selection.
Huu mpango wa affordable housing, Rais, wewe umeweka mkazo na umetilia ya kwamba ni jukumu lako kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kuhakikisha ya kwamba Wakenya wote watapata heshima, ile dignity, kupitia kuwa na pahali kunaitwa kwake.
So far, over 300,000 Kenyans have registered on the Boma Yangu portal, with more than 30,000 actively saving to buy their preferred affordable housing unit. Alan Oko, the Government Scorecard.